Okay, so it's an exciting Friday morning, and you are welcome again to our entrepreneurship series. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you're joining us from. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here today. So my name is Estella Hilda Norman, and I'm the coordinator
So it's an
for
exciting Friday
American
morning,
Team
and
Abuja.
you're welcome again to our
I'll be,
entrepreneurship series.
good. I'll be your moderator for this session. American Spaces provides access to current and reliable information about the United States through collections, internet access, events, and activities for everyone. Today, I have a question for you. Did you know that the global digital product market is expected to reach 2.5 billion trillion by 2027? With over 5.35 billion internet users worldwide, the amazing opportunities that this space is offering is mind-blowing. And so this session is a great window for us to learn more about how to take advantage of these opportunities. And so to guide us through this topic, how to create, monetize, and scale digital products, we have Mr. Alfred Nkansa, who is going to take us through this session. He's a tech entrepreneur, a web designer, and content creator who has built and scaled multiple essential digital platforms. He is a founder of Jabari, a leading digital solutions company, and has also worked on major projects, including USAID Good Life, Live It Well campaign for Ghana Health Service. His ventures such as Platinum, Use Points, and Cutoff Points has been recognized by Google Cloud for startups and MEST Africa. So during this session, please type all your comments or questions in the comment box below and they'll be well addressed. So thank you so much for staying with us. I'll hand it over to Alfred. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. I hope everyone is well, and good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Estella, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about creating, monetizing, and scaling digital products. This is what we're going to do today. Basically, we're looking at the creating aspect, monetizing, and then also scaling. There's a quick question before we begin. I mean, imagine you wake up in the morning, you pick your cell phone, and then you see some, hundreds or thousands of dollars
Hi,
in your
Alfred.
account.
Hi, Alfred.
Yeah, hi, Estella.
You kindly unmute yourself. Yes, please.
Oh, right. Am I muted?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Am I audible now? Okay, yeah, sure. So today we're mainly talking about creating, monetizing, and then scaling digital products with key focus on this specific topic, digital products. Okay. Now we have a quick question, as I was saying earlier, that imagine you wake up in the morning and then you see your phone and you have some hundreds or thousands of dollars in your account. And that means that whilst you were sleeping, there was some money being made for you. I mean, how would you feel? So you can put in a comment how you would feel, right? Whilst we begin this session. Okay. Now, what is a digital product? So a digital product is any product that is created and delivered electronically, mostly through the internet. Think about it. If you build a product that can be delivered online, it means that you don't need a physical space for that matter to run that particular product or to sell that particular product. People can easily buy it online without transacting directly with you. Think about it. You have a shop and then people come to you that, oh, I want to buy sugar or I want to buy a tin of milk. It means that you have to be present or you have to employ somebody to be present in a shop to do that transaction. But imagine that you build a digital product. In this case, the product is living online. So people go online, they purchase this product without you being there. So you can use your time to do other things, whilst people can interact and then purchase this product or engage with this product, and you'll be able to make revenue from it. Now, what are some of the examples of digital products? Again, if you know some of these examples, you can put them in the comment section. But I'll start from here. We have ebooks. Okay, so you create a book that is deliverable online, so people can easily buy it and instantly start reading it. It's not like it has to be printed. Think about it. If you have, if you write a book and you decide to sell it physically, it means that per every sale, you have to print a book, right? But then if it's an ebook, it's just available online. People can purchase it and instantly start reading it. You don't have to ship it or anything like that. Okay. Aside that, just going overboard, music can also be classified as a digital product, right? The artists make a song, they put it on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere else, and we stream the songs. They get paid, right? There's also audiobooks. Aside that, we have blogs, but for let's just say content in this case, all right? Because these days people create content on social media, YouTube, and blogs also falls in that category, right? We also have stock footages. All right, so stock footages. Let's say you travel to Kumasi, you take some pictures, and then you put them in a folder. You can go online, put it on a platform like I think Adobe stock footage has something like that. Pexels have something like that. You can put those pictures on there. People can purchase them, and then you can get paid, right? There's also you can think around design templates. Okay. Design templates, and there are so many of them, so we can think around it. Okay, now why should you create a digital product? That's a quick one that we'll go through. But why should you create a digital product? Well, you should create a digital product because number one, it has low entry barrier, right? Okay, so let's think of it. If you want to start a taxi business, you certainly need to buy a taxi, which means you need that capital to buy the taxi to do that. Or you would now decide to take somebody else's taxi to drive for them, and then you do sales every day, right? But then if you create a digital product, you don't really have to spend so much to get started, right? There are so many things you can actually do without having to even spend any amount of money. Okay, so the entry barrier there is kind of low in terms of the competition. If you niche it down properly, you also realize that you find a key market that are interested in what you are also trying to put out for sale. Aside that, there is also low overhead costs. This basically means that after you create a digital product and then you put it online, you are certainly going to spend less to keep this product online. Mostly you're going to spend in the initial stage to create the product, to market the product. But essentially, when you go up and then people start purchasing that product or engaging with that product, you realize that the cost of creating the product will just pay back. Like you will just get that money within just like maybe a few months or a few weeks, right? And then everything thereafter becomes basically profit. So it's kind of simple. So think of it this way. Let's say you decide to create a course material on accounting, and then your cost of creating this course material is 5,000 CDs, right? Let's just use CDs. And then in month one, month two, month three, you're able to generate maybe 2,000 each month. That means that for a 3-month period, you have generated around 6,000. All right. Now, at this point, as a man three, you have already made your 5,000 CDs that you invested with even 1,000 Ghana CDs profit over here. Now, after month three, everything you are making is basically profit. You can now decide to run more ads, market more, and then get more more revenue. Yes. So if you think about it, creating a digital product is actually very simple, and it's a great opportunity for you to actually make money for yourself. What are some of the other reasons why you should create a digital product? Right, you'll be able to buy your time back. Right, so buy time back. So let's say currently you are employed, you are a designer, or you're a videographer, or you're an accountant, or you're a teacher. You can create a digital product on the side, not quitting your job. You're not leaving your job yet. Now, you'll be able to create this content and use your position that you currently have to influence what you're trying to do. And over time, let's say 2 years down the line, 3 years, 4 years down the line, you'll be able to build some good business on the side. So if maybe you decide to retire 10 years later or 5 years later, you'll be able to, go on the side and then do this. And then this probably will even be able to give you more money eventually than your 9 to 5 job. Not saying that you should quit your 9 to 5 job. Also, if you're a working mom or somebody who wants to spend time with their kids, and at a certain point in time, you want to now leave the corporate life to go take care of your family, this could actually give you that, pathway to do that. Okay. I just put this in the note here that on Coursera, think about it. On Coursera, the tutors there spend time creating high quality content once. So when you go on Coursera, all the courses that you find on Coursera, the tutors did them once. They've already recorded the videos, they've published them, and then you pay and then you take the course. They are not there teaching you live. The courses are already recorded and they are on there for you to learn from them. So if you think about the same concept of building a digital product, you'll be able to create a service or build a product that will automatically, deliver to whoever is trying to buy that service or use that product without you physically being there to always deliver the service. All right. Now, we're looking at personal growth. For you to be able to build a digital product, it's sort of aligned with your personal growth. Okay, so developing yourself and consequently your brand will over time affect how you solve problems and, more importantly, build products. This is a code that I just put together myself to sort of guide me with my own process of personal growth. That the more I develop myself, the more I'll be able to solve bigger problems, and then I'll be able to build products around those problems. So if you're looking to become someone who build, digital products which are solving, proper problems or important problems, you have to also align with your personal growth because it's very important. Okay. Now, I just have this here just to do a small demonstration of this. So think of it as you are at this stage, right? Now, at this stage, you are only having education, okay? So you are having education at this stage. Now, at education level, if you look at the revenue chart here, it means that you are earning very low. So you have low income. Okay. Now, yeah, so this is the income revenue, right? Okay. Now, for you to be able to earn more, you have to go high on this side. Okay. So from education, what else is up ahead? We have skills, right? So you have the education bit, you graduated from the university, you are great, you have your first class, second class, upper, all that great stuff. But then now you need some set of skills to be able to go higher on this income and revenue line. Okay, now if you're able to grow from just education and then now you acquire some skills, whether in photography, web design, office document processing, digital skills, soft skills, all of these other stuff. If you're able to grow in any of these areas, depending on the industry you find yourself, you'll be able to now move from just education and now combine that with skills. Okay, so you have some skills here. Now you realize your income goes higher to somewhere like a medium range, right? So medium income. Right now, after skills, there's still another step to go. There are way more, right? But this session, we are going to focus on only 3. Okay, now after the skills stage, we are going to the experience stage, right? So here you have experience. Now, with experience combined with skills and education, you realize that now you are making way more. All right, so let's move this guy. Yeah. All right. Now you realize that at this point you are getting for a higher income. Okay. Now this doesn't only apply to building digital products. Even in the workspace, if you come from the university, you have your first degree, post NSS, you are the education level, and then after 2-3 years, you develop your skills, you become like, the senior guy when it comes to software engineering, or the senior guy when it comes to design or problem solving. Anything that your company comes to you to ask for help, not just based on the fact that you studied accounting or you studied physics or you studied biology. You realize that you are building on your skill level. Now, after you do this for about 6 years or more, now that becomes like an experience. So now you've done this, you've done that, you have all of that you can put together in a very nice portfolio to show that I have done A, B, C, and D. Now you are the experience stage. Now combining all these 3, you realize that you now start identifying problems. Mostly when we come out of school, we have all these mindset like we want to go solve the world's problems. That is very fine. You can go ahead to do that if you think you are, experienced enough, skilled enough, or you have like this drive to build a world-changing, solution for some sort of problem. That is fine. But if you're someone that is looking to also grow yourself eventually, maybe you are at a stage where all you have is what you've learned in school, then of course you have to try to apply this model to be able to go from the education information you currently know to build some skills and then consequently get some experience. And then at the experience stage, you will start seeing problems that you can solve with your skills. So it goes back to the skills. Okay. I hope this is clear, but if you have questions, again, you can drop them in a comment section. All right. Now, before you build your first product, what are some of the things you need to do or you have to do? Well, some of the things you have to do, number 1 is to start creating content. Okay. I know it's not directly related to it, but in this time and day, we are in a digital economy. If you're going to sell products online, people need to trust you. People need to believe that this person that is selling this product is trustworthy. We can trust this person to sell us a graphic design template or a financial literacy book or a course on accounting. We need to see that. So if you don't go ahead to create content that is going to sort of prove your worthiness to whoever is buying from you, they are going to see it as just another scam, for lack of better word, right? So creating content basically helps you, like it puts you like 50-60% ahead of the market, because 1, you have people who genuinely believe in what you are doing. So if you later on decide to sell a product to them, they will buy because they know you are worth it, right? Now, aside creating content, what else do you need to do? You need to also build some sort of community, right? So build a community. Right? Whether it's on WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can, build a close community so those who engage with your content can, easily come into your community to have further conversations. And do you know what this will do though? This will help you identify problems from the user point of view. So you see the comments they are sending you, you see all the stuff that they want to know, and you'll be able to build your products around that. Okay. Now, the other point you need to consider is you need to be able to identify problems, right? There are so many problems in this world, right? But you need to be able to identify the ones your experience plus skills can solve. Okay. I mean, if you want to solve a problem in the wache industry and you have no experience preparing wache, I mean, how are you going to do that? You end up going to hire somebody who knows more about wache, and now it's going to get complicated, right? But then if you already know wache, if your parents were selling wache, if you grew up around wache, you can say, oh, I currently have experience in how people can manage accounts, small scale businesses who sell food by the junction, who sell wache, jollof in the morning, or even cocoa in the morning. I can help them do the accounting and grow their wealth from maybe what they are currently making to 6 figures. So because you have that experience before, because you've seen people go through that, because you can relate to the problem, it will be easier for you to solve. So you should be able to identify problems from one, the user's point of view, and then second, from your own experience. So it doesn't feel like, oh, you are solving the problem only because you want to make money from it. Okay. I think these three is okay. It's fine. Yeah. Now, again, I just put this note here that if you have social capital, that is, if you create content online, you build a following, succeeding becomes easier. It's not going to solve all the problems, but at least with your presence online, you'll be able to go from there easily because people already know you, people engage with your content, people comment on your page. So it's easier for you to, put all your comments together and then look at the recurring comments and build something around that. Okay. Now let's look at how to create a digital product. Okay, so for you to create a digital product, as I said in the earlier slide, we first have to identify a gap or problem. Okay, so if you love, let's say, education, I'm just going to say that. If, let's say, you like education, like I do, you will realize that maybe those who are applying to the university have some challenge when it comes to choosing the right course that fits their resource. Like you want to go to the university and then you want to do physics, but you don't know the grade you need to go there. Now, when you go to each school, they have their own cutoff point. It's on their website, but then you have to look at it one after the other and try to make sense out of the document they have to match it to your WASI results. And that can be tiring. And sometimes you don't even get to go through all the schools before you choose the one you want to go. So personally, I saw this problem and then I created an application that aggregated all of these documents from most of the major institutions in Ghana. So all you have to do is to select the school you want to go, input your grades, and it tells you if you meet certain programs or not, right? So what I did there was to identify the gap or the problem. And then the second stage where we're going to talk about is validating the problem. I validated the problem by giving about 3 months window around 2021 when they released the YC results. So I had a blog that was basically on education. So I saw the comment that was coming in, and for about 3 months period, I gathered all the comments and I realized that about 80% of the comments were basically around check my results. What program can I do in, let's say, University A? What program can I do with my WASI results in University B? About 80% of about 1,000 comments were basically around that. So it validated the problem that, okay, people are actually, facing this problem. So then I went to create a simple solution. I didn't create the big idea in the beginning. I created a very simple solution by now giving them a chance to send us their results through a simple dashboard. And then we on the backside will manually check and tell you what you qualify for. Now we realized that was tedious because there were a lot of comments coming day in and day out. So then we went to build the actual application. But in this session, we're not going to talk about software development or building an app or anything like that, because that is extreme, that's going bigger. But then for starters, what we did was basically to put a front page where people can click, send us their results, and we'll manually do that service for them. And then it was free in the beginning. Later, we put a fee on it. Okay. Now, the next point is testing with a few people, which is what we did by putting the simple interface where we're basically communicating with the students, send us your results, we'll test it for you, or we'll review it, check with the schools, and then we'll get you some feedback. And then we go to the last part, which is getting a product market fit. Now, product market fit basically means that over time, as you are testing your products with the market, you get to get that sweet spot where you realize the users need this to solve this problem. And this is the product almost 70, 60, 80% of the market choose to solve that particular problem. It may be a problem that you are trying to solve or a problem they identified with your solution. So it may be that you're trying to get people to apply to the university the right way, and that's why you are building the application. But later on, we realize that universities are now using the application to rather market to students. So it may be that the core problem is being solved already, but then another problem is also coming up, and then your product is still solving that. So all that combined can take you to product market fit. So again, the first point is for you to identify. Okay. And then the next one is for you to validate the problem. And then after validation, you build the small version. So build a smaller version, or what we call an MVP, or even prototype. Okay. Now, after you build a prototype, then we now test. All right. We now test. And then after testing, we get to product market fit. Okay. Okay, so before we even go to monetization, let's look at this. Okay, now the reason why building a smaller version or the MVP is important is because let me just take this guys off for a minute. Okay, so the reason why the MVP is important, MVP stands for minimum viable products. Okay. Now, the reason why the MVP is important is because, let's say the cost of building the products that you are trying to put out is 50,000, right? CDs. Now, if you go ahead to build this product for 50,000 CDs, you may go and test the market and you realize that they don't like it, and you have to go and work on the product. It means your second rework is going to cost you another 50,000 CDs, sorry. So before people even decide to use your product, before people actually love your product, before you solve the real problem people care to spend money on, you have already spent 100K already, which is not efficient, right? So what we are looking at doing is adopting a lean model. Lean model is basically building efficiently and then using less resources. So you'll be able to test as much as you can before you get the actual solution you're looking for. So let's say you go with an MVP model. With an MVP model, you'll be able to build the smaller version of the 50,000 product for maybe 500 CDs. It's just a test phase. So you are building something very small. Now with 500 CDs, what are you doing? You are now reducing the 50,000 to 500. Now think of how many times 500 can go into 50,000. So if you want to test your big idea, if you want to test how you build your product, you can basically spend 500 on the first model, test it, users tell you, we don't want this feature based on the feedback, and then you can go back, iterate on it, spend like 300, 200 to work on new features, new parts of it, until you get that product that people are going to spend on. Now, after you get the product you're looking for, maybe you've spent around 2,500 CDs. Okay, now as at 2,500 CDs, you've still cut out a lot of unnecessary expense by not going with a full model in the beginning. So it's great for you to start with a smaller version and eventually build yourself to the products the customers want, and then you can scale as the revenue starts coming in. Now, this all looks like a software vision, like for someone who's going to build a software, but I don't want this to look like a software focus. Now, let's look at it from a course model, right? Okay, so let's say you know how to make cakes. Although you have a banking degree, you have a financial accounting degree, or you have an IT degree, you know how to make cakes, and you think that the recipes and how you come up with your cake, delicacies is one of a kind. Okay, now you want to create a course on cake making, and then people will eventually buy and get to know how to make awesome cake like you. Now, the first thing you do from what we've learned so far is to start creating. Okay, don't wait till it's perfect. You can just use your phone and start creating content. Okay, so let's just add this. So start creating content. And this shouldn't be in any shape or form like big brand content with logos and colors and brand designs and trying to do all those perfect stuff. No, it should be very organic. It could be you in your kitchen making cake with your kids or just yourself if you don't want to involve your family. If you also don't have a family, fine, you can do it just yourself, make your cakes, and then put them online, show people how you make this awesome cake, and tell them, oh, today I tried banana cake. Today I tried making cake with coconuts. Today I tried this, and this is how it came out. And then you can put bits and bits of that and how it tastes. You can even go outside and then give your cake to strangers, like taste my cake and tell me what you think about it, if it's good or not. Now, somebody will taste that, oh, this is amazing, what's in there? That, oh, I didn't even add sugar, I used banana to give it the flavor and all of that. So this is healthy. And, the person's reaction will just be one of a kind. People will now be able to relate with it. You have TikTok following, you have Instagram, you have YouTube, you have all these platforms that are going to help you grow by creating this content. Okay, now after you do that, let's say you do this for a few months to maybe a year, you've been able to put together a great following. Now, what's the next thing? The next thing for you to do is to start creating your course. Okay, now your course here shouldn't be your paid course, because you're now going to test if these people are even willing to buy my course. So start creating your course here means the first version. All right, the first version. This first version should basically be like a 30-minute video that maybe you're looking at how to create a cake without sugar, right? And that course should be free. People should be able to, access this course without paying anything. But then you should put some sort of wall. What I mean is you should collect people's phone number or emails before they access the free course. And this will help you measure if people are interested or not. Now, per the number of people who put in their email or phone number to access this course, you can tell for a fact that, okay, now I have 1,000 people who watch my free course. So if I decide to put a fee of, let's say, 200 cedis on it, and then about just 50% of it decide to pay for this, I'm getting what? 500 people multiplied by 200 Ghana cedis. You get it? So you can measure it this way. It's not always the case that you do it and the maths will be right, and then actual sales is also going to be right. But then with this, at least you get a realistic view of what you are getting yourself into before you start investing in creating your major paid course. Okay. Now, aside that, before the course even comes in, you're going to get revenue from YouTube, right? So we have AdSense. Aside that, you're also going to have some sort of paid ads because, of course, brands are going to come to you, put my brand in your video. I want you to sell this product for me and all of that. So by combining YouTube and paid ads in a month, let's say you make about $300 from YouTube, and then from paid ads, let's say you make another $250. Okay, so just from YouTube and paid ads, before you go and start your course, you are already making how much? You're already making $550. And this money at this point is at a bare minimum, and you're going to get it almost every month. So think of it in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, how much this is going to be. And at this point, you are doing this on the side of whatever you're currently doing. It's not your full-time income yet. Okay, so this is the base, and this is where you are going to go from. Okay, now let's move to the second slide and now look at how to monetize a digital product. Okay, now, as at this level, I've already spoken about some of these things, which is platform monetization. Okay, now with platform monetization, as I mentioned, we have YouTube AdSense, okay, which is a great program. It gives you recurring revenue. And then I know TikTok has their own way of, paying their creators. They have the coins that they give you for the gifts people give you on live and stuff like that. So let's just put in TikTok revenue as well. Although it's not so great at the moment, right? And there's also affiliate marketing. So let's say you are making cakes. So the kind of utensils you use, the kind of appliances you use in your cake making process, ingredients you use, where you source them and all that. If it's on Amazon, for example, you can sign up for Amazon affiliate, and then you'll be able to put some of these links in the description of your video. People can click on there to buy some of these items. You get a commission, which is great. So affiliate is actually very great. It's very cool. So affiliate marketing, we have that here. Okay, now we move on to the other part, which is selling the product itself. Okay, so selling your product. Okay, so all the conversations we've had so far, although you are great at making cake, we've never focused on you making cake for people to buy, for events, for businesses. But putting yourself online like that, businesses are going to find you, people doing weddings and events are going to find you, and they may also contact you to make cakes for them. So that also becomes another avenue to generate revenue if you want. But if you think it's going to take too much of your time, you can forgo that and focus exclusively on just creating content passively and then making revenue from it as you go and then doing your course. But again, if you want to look at the other side, you can set up a business on there, have people, and also supply to businesses and then events as well. Okay, because you're already online, so you can take advantage of all that. And then we also mentioned paid ads. Okay, so paid ads. And then there is one-on-one session as well. So one-on-one. Now, This one-on-one, if you don't want to do it, you can decide to forgo it. But if you want, you can charge a fee for that, maybe 1,000 cedis to have one-on-one session with me to improve your cake making business. Okay, so you can now, look at this. We have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have affiliate marketing, you have the option to sell your course or even sell the cake itself in large quantity. You can also get revenue from paid ads, businesses hiring you to make content for them, and then also one-on-one sessions. So just from this alone, you realize you'll be able to make a lot of money from this. Now, how do you scale a digital product? Well, it's very simple, but not so simple. You have to expand on your personal brand. So let's say you are online, you are creating content, and then you've built a digital product. You realize that the more you grow, the more the product also grows. Because if you have, let's say, for example, 1,000 followers, okay, let's say you have 1,000 followers, and as 1,000 followers, you have 50 sales. Okay, if your followers now grow to 10,000 followers, give and take, your sales is also going to follow along. You are going to get more sales. It's not going to be mathematically the same. Like, it's not going to be intact that, 1,000 is 50, so multiply by 10. No, it may be that you may get so much more sales or probably little, but then is by all means going to be more than the 50 you are getting at 1,000 followers. Okay, so the more you work on your personal brand online, the more you grow that, the more your sales is also going to follow along. Okay, so for you to be able to grow your digital product, the first step is for you to expand on your personal brand, and not just by followers, by networking, by getting to know more people in the industry, going to events, being connected with the right people, and all of that. All of that influence your brand. Okay. Now, the second one is to collaborate with others, which I just said. So if there are other creators in your region, maybe someone is creating sobolo and you are making cake, it will make sense that you guys come together and then you create some sort of collab video. And that is what we call co-branding. So you can apply co-branding here. Okay, so you both come together and then you create something of sort, you put it online. People from the Sobolo side now want to get cake for their Sobolo, they know who to go to. If people from the cake side want to get Sobolo, they also know who to go to. So it's kind of interesting that way. Now, you realize that after all this, you also have to build some sort of team. Now, a lot of followers, a lot of comments, a lot of calls, a lot of emails, brands, and all of that. Handling this all by yourself is crazy. You're now going to shift from 9 to 5, where you're working with a lot of team members, to now being one man running like an army. So it's crazy. It's good for you to build some sort of team, at least an executive or personal assistant, someone to help you with your socials, someone to help you with the community, someone to help you with your affiliate and brand marketing. You can get like 2 or 3 people to assist you. If you're not a videographer and you want to start creating high quality videos, you can now get somebody to help you with your video, someone who is an expert at creating, content. You can bring some of these people in to help you scale. Okay. Now, you also need to build a community. Although I touched on the earlier part that you need a community even in the initial stage, when you are scaling, you need a way bigger community. So put out announcement, make people join your free community, just put in tips and tricks and news and happenings and your sessions and your updates. Whenever you do them, just build that big free community. And this community is going to be people who genuinely love what you do. So they'll join that community. That means that whenever you say, I'm going live on Instagram, you put in that community first. You have people that are going to join and then they are going to cheer you on. So it's not like you're running solo. You have your own fan base, your true following. And that is what you need a community for. And then some of these people are also going to be the ones that are going to buy your courses eventually. They are going to be the ones to join your live sessions and all of that. So building that community gives you a refined following, those you have a personal connection with that you'll be able to work with along your journey. Okay, now the last one, or last but one, sorry, is to solve bigger problems. So initially your vision was to create a video on how to create cakes without sugar. Let's say that was your big idea. Now you solved that, you did a course on that, you've gotten a lot of following already, you have a big social presence. So do you continue doing that? Yes. But then what if you could solve a bigger problem? Okay, so you think around it, maybe how to start a cake business. Maybe some cakes in some particular school, they are not getting some meals. Maybe their food is not that healthy from your own perspective or based on what people are posting on social media. Sorry. You can decide to now rework your vision to now add some of these problems. Let me go help these government schools that are not getting good food and the kids are malnourished. So let me use my presence on social media to help solve some of these bigger problems. It's not all the time that you are solving problems to get income. Sometimes you are solving problems for the greater good of the world. Okay, so now you are making income. Now you have the following. Now you have the people. Go solve bigger problems. Okay, go solve bigger problems. And then the last one is to introduce automation. As I said earlier, I wanted to touch on this without having to bring in software development. So you don't have to think about software from the onset. You just have to use what is available to you. So use tools that are available, social media, your phone camera. You don't even have to get a microphone or anything like that. Just use what you have. However, as you go from 0 to 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers on YouTube or on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever, you now realize that doing all of this is kind of tiring if you don't automate it. So you still now have to consider automation. At this point, you're already getting revenue. So it's not hard for you to now look for somebody to work on automation for you. You can go on Fiverr, you can go on, let me write it here. You can go on Fiverr, you can go on Upwork. These days, I've even seen people post on Gigi that they are software developers. You can also post as a role or hiring someone on LinkedIn. Okay. All right. And then you find someone who can help you create automation for what you are doing. You are a social media creator who is also a cake, specializing in cake making. And then you are looking at how you'll be able to automate people signing up for your courses, having a dashboard to manage your accounting, and then the membership management. And then you're looking at how you'll be able to communicate with the entire world from a single dashboard. So now you hire somebody to take care of this automation for you. You can go through any of these platforms to find someone. I think Upwork is a great place where you can find one of such. You can also post on LinkedIn. You'll find someone to help you with that. But this is at the last stage where you are already making revenue, where you're already getting money. So you'll be able to afford some of these things. Okay. So that takes us to this last slide. And I have a quote here by Andrew Davis saying that content builds relationships and relationships are built on trust. Trust drives revenue. So as you see here, content is what starts and then it builds the relationships, the followers and the engagement. And that engagement relationships here are going to build the trust you need for them to trust you and then buy from you. And that brings you revenue. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something.
Hey, all right. Thank you so much, Alfred, for this amazing session. I liked how you took us through from the place of not just jumping into just getting money, but making sure that we identify problems and taking us through all the processes that we need to go through to finally get a GitHub product out there. So we have some few minutes, but we have some questions coming from our participants. So please, if you have a question for Alfred, please drop it in the chat box so that he can quickly address it before we end the session. So this is from Gabriel Donko. He's asking that, hello, Alfred, would it be more efficient to research the market needs before building the MVP?
Okay. Yeah, so the research part is very important, but here you are narrowing it down to building content first. So instead of going online, researching, and then basing on that to go and build an MVP, because you've already created content online and you are building your social presence online, you are going to now see a lot of comments. These comments are going to give you the material to research with. Okay, so let's say in this case, as we're talking about cake so much, you are in the cake business and you are looking to create a course on cake. Before you go ahead to create a course, you look at the comment section. Are people trying to ask you that they want to learn what you are doing? Is it that what you are doing is unique that people would want to pay for? So based on the comments you are already aggregating on your platforms, you'll be able to tell what to build. So I'm trying to help us move away from you creating the content based on research you're making on, other platforms, to now creating your own content to pull in, real data, and then based on that to create a product. That is what I think works. So if there's something if there's something you're already good at, you can start creating content around that. And based on the interaction, you can build a content or you can build a product from there. Yeah.
Okay, very good answer. But just a follow-up question regarding research. And with the emergence of AI, how competitive is the space for selling digital products? Because everybody has AI. Is it that the bigger the problem you solve, or the more, how do you analyze that part, especially when it comes to competition?
Right. So with AI, you need to use it to your advantage. So AI is not disrupting content and your ability to relate with humans. It's rather empowering you, the content creator, to be able to analyze data, to be able to work on your content, to be able to come up with the right concepts that will solve real problems. Okay, so AI is available, but it's rather empowering you, the creator of the digital product. So think of it this way. If you have all these comments from all your social media platforms, you can give it to the AI and tell the AI, oh, look through these comments and tell me the one I can build a digital product around, looking at the recurring comments and also measure if people will pay for this product. Okay, the AI is now going to do all the work you probably would have manually done. So AI is not competing with you, the creator of the product, but rather empowering you, the creator of the product. Yeah.
Right. So AI is empowering the creator of the product. So that brings me to the next question, which is from Sissy. She's saying that, Alfred, what's the potential to scaling and pushing digital content with Gumroad as a platform?
Okay, so Gumroad is a great platform, especially for selling courses, right? So it's a great platform that you can use to push that. However, it all boils back to, or it all comes back to your digital presence. Because, if you just post on Gumroad that you have a course on this or you have a product like that, people may not discover your products naturally on Gumroad. But if you have the Gumroad link on your social media, that you can buy my course by using this link. Now, Gumroad becomes the hosting for your course or your product, and then your social media becomes the driver of the marketing. So people are not going to naturally discover the products on Gumroad, but when they come on your social media, let's say you created a video on a particular item and you told them that, oh, if you want to buy my paid course, click the link in my bio. Now, the link in your bio takes you to Gumroad, and then Gumroad delivers the content or the product to the person. So that's how you should think about maybe using some of these platforms for creating digital content. So you create a content, you host it there as a third party, then you use your own content platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube to drive the engagement, and then from there you get people to buy on Gumroad and all the other platforms. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Alfred. We have just 3 minutes to go. This is just a quick one. I don't know if you can just use 1 minute to answer this question. So it's Alfred, on average, how much does an ebook, a tech ebook cost? Oh, wow, we have like 2 minutes.
Right. So it all depends on how you are trying to sell it, right? But from what I've seen so far, most of the top creators, they go with somewhere around 9.99 USD. Some people go as low as 5.99 USD. Some charge 4.99 USD. And here's the reason why. Let's say you've grown your platforms to, let's say, 25,000 followers, right? And then you are still building, you are still creating, and now you have an ebook that is selling for, let's say, $5. Okay. Now, with this $5, if you get 1,000 purchases on your ebook, you are definitely getting that $5,000, right? Now, if you have 2,000 on your $5 book, the revenue now goes up, and this book stays there forever and ever. Your content grows, and then people are going to discover this ebook. So it's not more or less a fixed amount that, okay, if you write a tech book, it has to be $20 or $50. Of course, if it's a book on Python programming, or a book on JavaScript, or a book on React, or a book on, let's say, Node.js with Express, that is a very technical book and it requires a lot of work. So, I mean, if you write such a book, you may not try to sell it around $5. You may consider selling it for 20 or more. But again, if it's something that you are willing to put out there and then earn from it passively, you can just sell it for like $15, $12, $13. And then as your content grows, that book revenue is also going to grow. Yeah. It's about playing the long game. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Alfred. So we wish we had more time, but this is the time we have. So it's been an insightful session, and a huge thank you to Alfred once again for sharing this amazing expertise of yours with us on creating, monetizing, and scaling digital products. And also to our participants, your engagement made it so insightful and very wonderful as well. So thank you so much for joining as well. So this program is proudly brought to you by the US Embassy Ghana, American Corner Boba in partnership with Mobile Web Ghana. And so that concludes our program. Please do well to just subscribe to this channel. Don't just watch, subscribe and like it as well. And share with your friends. And hopefully we can all scale up with more data products and get more income one way or the other. So thank you so much once again. Till we come your way again, have a happy and amazing weekend. Bye.
Ya me prometeu. Oh my God.